What's up everyone? Today we're taking a look at the top graphics cards in 2024 for smooth 1080p gaming. Getting high frame rates at 1920 by 1080 resolution doesn't require the most expensive GPUs. We'll be covering budget, mid-range, and high-end options to suit different needs and budgets. We've benchmarked and tested these GPUs so you can see real-world gaming performance in all the latest titles. No matter your budget, we'll help you pick the right graphics card for maxing out 1080p for buttery smooth gameplay. Let's get started. For more details and updated prices, check out the links given in the description. Number 4. AMD Radeon RX 7600. AMD's Radeon RX 7600 is the first truly budget-friendly graphics card to emerge from both the Radeon 7000 or RTX 4000 generation. It is by far the cheapest point of entry for the newer hardware, making it an excellent choice for budget gamers building a 1080p gaming PC. With games becoming more demanding with what seems like each major release, having access to the latest RDNA 3 architecture is the best way to future-proof a brand new gaming PC. Unlike the majority of graphics cards right now, the RX 7600 is incredibly cheap, both in terms of its MSRP and current RRP. There are a number of AIBs available at the very reasonable price of $269, making it a perfect budget option for those looking to save some money on their 1080p GPU. Longevity is, however, our biggest concern for the RX 7600. While this GPU is the strongest out of the bunch for 1080p gaming, its mere 8GB of VRAM isn't enough for the intensity of modern titles, making it weaker versus cards like the RX 6750 XT and more. But despite this, the RX 7600 still remains to be the strongest option for 1080p gaming based on its exceptional value proposition versus the rest of the market. Number 3. Nvidia GeForce RTX 3060 Ti. The RTX 3060 Ti boasts an impressive increase in performance over all of the other cards in this roundup at 1080p. The 3060 Ti is truly in a league of its own when it comes to performance compared to many current offerings on the market, including the ones in this roundup. The strong specs open up plenty of opportunities at 1080p, with good metrics at 1440p too. Nvidia's RTX 3060 Ti has been our budget king for quite some time due to its excellent 1080p performance, but also solid metrics at 1440p too. This is one of the few GPUs within this price bracket that will be capable at 1440p. So although we've recommended it as a solid 1080p graphics card, consumers planning on picking up a 1440p monitor later down the line can do so with confidence. While I do love the RTX 3060 Ti, its weakness stems from Nvidia's stubbornness. While the RTX 3060 Ti is over 2 years old at this point, it hasn't exactly dropped in price, quite the opposite in fact. This means this excellent 1080p and 1440p option is rather expensive despite its age. However, if you do plan on picking up an RTX 3060 Ti, you will not be disappointed with the performance at 1080p, and later down the line, 1440p too. Number 2. AMD Radeon RX 6600. The Radeon RX 6600, despite the low asking price, is still a perfectly capable graphics card and a great way to enjoy gaming at our target resolution. It offers a noticeable increase in performance over both the GTX 1660 and RTX 3050, thanks to its better specs and the very efficient RDNA 2 architecture. And thanks to a number of driver improvements and refreshes, the RX 6600 has only seen enhanced performance over time. Much like the RTX 3050, one of the best factors of the RX 6600 is the competitive pricing. Unlike Nvidia's GPUs, the vast majority of AMD cards have only dropped in price, resulting in a stronger value proposition. It is also worth noting that on average, the 6600 performs better than the RTX 3050 despite being cheaper, making it an excellent option for 1080p gaming. Unfortunately, the RX 6600 is at the end of its life. While this card is still a solid option for the time being, over the next year, we're likely to see stocking drop to a minimum due to the rise of the RX 7600, which on average is a stronger card. The Radeon RX 6600 is an excellent pickup for 1080p gaming, but you'll want to pick up one of these cards while you still can. Number 1. Nvidia GeForce RTX 3050. The RTX 3050 brings with it a mighty increase in performance compared to the GTX 1660, given its better specs and newer Ampere architecture. The improved hardware will also ensure that users can still enjoy a smooth visual experience, even if the in-game graphical settings are bumped up a notch. It also sees an increase in VRAM, up to 8 GB from just 6 GB. This larger buffer allows the card to work with larger textures and other game files, which will aid performance in newer titles. The main strength of the RTX 3050 is its price point versus the rest of the market. The RTX 3050 is definitely one of the cheapest 1080p graphics cards, providing consumers with a solid entry point for PC gaming. Even some of the AIBs available for this GPU come in around the $249 price point, which is great to see. While the pricing of this GPU is very competitive, the RTX 3050 is facing some rather volatile stocking. Because this card is at the end of its life, it can be difficult to secure the RTX 3050 at its MSRP price point, which is understandable considering its age. But despite this, if you can pick up an RTX 3050 for MSRP, it is well worth considering this GPU for 1080p gaming, especially if you're being a bit more price conscious about your GPU purchases. And that wraps up our picks for the best graphics cards for 1080p gaming in 2024. Let us know in the comments if you have any other questions. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more tech guides and reviews. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.